Hello, welcome back to Mantel Farm for another weekly apiary update here on YouTube with myself, Josh, and Roger. It's a week on since we created our WBC colony, so let's have a look and see how they're getting on.
And we've got a coverboard covered in bees, which is a good sign.
Yeah.
We've got some nice big fat combs at the top there where they've stashed the syrup.
Yeah. No, one, we've got 6 new frames, haven't we, and 2 that on the ends we wanted them to sort of nick stores from.
But they haven't.
Which they haven't, because they've capped it and made it even fatter.
And lifting that up, lots of bees on it.
And she's probably laid eggs in it as well.
I think there's brood in there. Pollen in different colours. We've got a bit of emerging brood and we've got eggs. So
Yeah.
she has stepped across the gap and laid eggs in that one as well. But never mind.
Yeah.
Right, so that one can go to the outside. On this side,
Is that just stores?
Bits of nectar.
Yeah.
Not a lot of anything really. So we'll put that to the outside, and this is a frame of foundation we put in last week.
Oh, look. Starting on it.
They've
Oh yeah.
made a start. They've also built bridges across to the frame over. There are, hang on, eggs in the centre where the cells are drawn a bit more completely. So we've got where the stores were, they've built out a lot fatter.
It's quite fat, isn't it?
If I didn't have the other option of moving the foundation about, I would actually not be averse to rubbing that down with the back of the hive tool, and I'll probably do it anyway, but
Yeah.
so anyway, apart from that, we've got sealed brood, we've got odd bits of pollen, we've got nectar. I think they've actually drawn some of the bottom comb out a bit more since last week. I'm not really
Yeah, because
sure
you were
about
worried about the wire putting them off, weren't you, last time?
Rusty and mangy, but
There is actually some comb there.
I'm going to carry on.
The trouble with those fat comb
Put that
pieces
up,
is they
don't they?
squidge up against each other, don't they?
Yeah, and they're touching there, and they're half an inch at least further apart than they should be. So
Do they would they gnaw that back to create the correct space, or is it
well, they
something
might
you kind of
do.
have to do?
The other thing that what they usually do, because we want them to gnaw it back, what they usually do is they just fill it up with brace comb and seal the two together.
Yeah,
Because there's no brood in there, that's all stores.
yeah,
So what I tend to do in this situation is I take the hive tool and I push it between the frames, and making sure there are no bees on there at the time, I just bring it through like that and just compress the two sides a little bit,
just to give them that space.
just to give a space, and hopefully they will then leave it as a space or cap it as stores, and not persisting in drawing it out further than they should do.
That's the theory.
That's the theory. Sometimes it works. You can actually usually make quite
They've made a sensible gap there now, haven't they?
a gap before you start having honey running about the place.
Yeah.
So we can now push that a bit closer together. And we've got the same problem here, of course. They've built it out. And we're going to have the same problem down there, look, because on that one they've capped down to there, but then below that they're building it out past the spacing. Even if you do sort of have honey running out, it's astounding how fast they clear it all up.
Oh, it really is.
The problem is that sometimes when you pull these apart, it tears holes in the foundation. But we've got away with it this time, I think, so far. And before it goes anywhere, I'm just
going to correct it.
Try and slice these bits off with the sharp edge of the hive tool, and try not to damage the foundation or the
bits they started drawing.
Bits that they've drawn already. Right, just for the moment I'm going to pop the super back on, because if I'm shaking bees into there,
and they should go down.
To have a surrounding to shake them into.
And take a look in this one.
And then we go and have a look in here.
So this hasn't got a queen.
By now they've probably started queen cells. But
queen cells, yeah. So we're expecting queen cells.
We'll just leave that as it is for now. What?
Yeah.
That'd be all the chickens. It's a chicken, isn't it?
It was a chicken, yeah.
It sounds a bit like a trapped bee. But full volume now. There's an emergency queen cell that looks worth having.
Oh, yes. Yeah. There's a bee with its head in there.
So again, we've got little bits of stores, a lot of sealed brood, a few larvae, one of which is being made into a queen. So it might looks pretty good actually. That one, we might keep that.
It does, yeah.
So as this is as it is, I shall have to hold it upside down to shake it so that the larva doesn't get separated from the queen food in the cell. So holding the top bars but the frame upside down, and a quick double shake and a whole pile of bees fall off.
Yeah.
But the queen cell is still
intact,
and if anything the larva's probably closer to the food than it was before.
Oh, nice, another queen cell.
And we've got one that's already sealed and one that's still open.
They're smaller than the other one?
Yep.
Another one
and there's
sealed.
Another one that's sealed there, and another one that's sealed there. So we've got a sealed emergency queen cell, a sealed emergency queen cell. I mean, considering there's only this few bees in here, they've really quite adequate looking queen cells. Anyway, so we'll take that one off.
There we go.
Okay, maybe we'll leave that one. So we'll take the other sealed one off, because you never know what's in a sealed one. So we'll take the other sealed one off that side.
And it had
There's the larva.
Larva.
And just leave these two open ones on this side, on this frame. Take that one off. Again, they look like pretty good queens to me. We really ought to put that one over there.
To alternate it.
To put the foragers into this one.
Yep.
So we'll do that now. And we'll make the entrance a lot smaller. Make
so they're
it more
protected.
defensible.
Yeah.
And
we've not seen many wasps, but I guess they'll probably soon be about, won't they?
yeah. Put that back on there for now as a temporary. You might be putting more frames in there in a minute. So I'll just put that on and put the feeder on to just cover up one of the holes anyway.
Yeah. So we're going to swap our, because we took it to the South of England show, Ernie's painted hive, just over there. We're going to pop it back. So I've got a nice painted poly national for everybody to see. But to do so, we've got to move it across. As if by magic, they've moved.
As if by magic. Their
So
whole
we're gonna be
house
taking-
has gone AWOL and has become a painted tart's boudoir, as it were.
It has, look at that.
I'm just going to put that down there and prop it against the
The entrance.
front of the floor, and then I'll just trot up that eventually and go home. Right, okay. And the first frame comes up. Oh, get out of the way, you silly bee. Go on, move yourself. Right, so that one can go in. I'll just turn it round like that, then it won't get too complicated, will it? Oh yes, you will note that in this box we've got all the wide top bars and no brace comb in between them at all. Anyway, that frame is almost solid brood.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of pollen here and there.
Is it relayed, or is larvae in the inside the cells? Probably a few eggs, maybe. It's a darker one, isn't it?
Anyway, and that side, you know, it's laid up to within what, 2.5, 3 inches of the bottom, so you know,
Yeah.
that's pretty much a solid brood.
So these are keeping the numbers up nicely.
So
Well, the
they're
queen is.
kind of coming along to what we really wanted 3 or 4 weeks ago, really. If they'd have been this numerous 4 weeks ago, we'd have had a couple of 3 supers on this
Oh yeah.
hive. But you know, it's a building up season this season, I think.
Yeah.
As far as most of these are concerned.
It's lovely white cappings.
Yeah. So this is, you know, the sort of colouring you get with new comb. Nice white cappings, nice
You can even see the colour of the honey.
yellow, yellow, creamy coloured wax. You dopey lot aren't really walking up there like I expected you to, are you? If we've got one, we might risk a super on here if you've got one with some drawn frames in it. Because they're obviously bringing food in because they're storing, well, there's a whole frame full in that one previous frame. And it would be handy if we could, as there are bees and there are going to be a lot more bees, we could perhaps persuade them to move some of it up into a super.
Yeah.
And that'll give the queen more room to lay, which, you know, is going to be kind of a priority at the moment. This is a new queen this year, so she'll carry on laying, well, if not all the way through the winter, at least well into December, I would imagine. Oh, he's after them other cockerels, look.
Yeah. What's going on over there, Gerald?
See, he's eating a plum and he's feeling his oats now.
Yeah, I gave him a plum earlier. Going to be a lot of young bees soon. Aren't
Well, that's what I was think we could get away with
A super
having
on.
a super on it, because
Yeah.
they're the ones that will carry the food up. You know, it's mostly, generally speaking, mostly supposed to be the young bees that do the work inside the hive. The older bees are out foraging.
Haven't seen the queen, have we?
Nope.
Probably on the last.
Oh yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully on the last
You
frame.
might have missed her, I suppose. Right, Here we go.
Well, hopefully she appears on here or on the back.
There she is on the side of the hive, going down, coming up,
Oh yes, there she is.
and that's all sealed stores on that side. Bit of sealed brood on that side. There. Right, so that's on there. That's on there. That's all done. I'll just scrape a bit of this. Pull this off. Right, let's see what we can see in here. Oh, I think they've gone. I think they've swarmed.
Oh no.
Looking at the state, no, maybe not.
Oh,
Quite a
no.
lot in there between the frames. Well, I think I'm going to put that in the WBC
And they've got some food.
somewhere
Yeah.
because it's a new frame. Right, I'm going to put that over there for a minute while they just fly off back home because there's still quite a lot of bees on there. And the baby ones will probably stay there and the older ones will probably go flying off back home. I mean, obviously, if we felt there was a serious disease problem, we wouldn't be doing this, but you know, swapping frames from colony to colony, but I don't think there is anything untoward going on. You know, the only thing that they do have wrong with them is they've all got varroa, but then we've all our bees have got varroa. We didn't see any queen cells at all, so
Yeah, I think
they're not presumably not thinking about swarming. We've seen some eggs, and although we didn't see the queen, presumably with this many bees, if she wasn't there, they'd be producing emergency queen cells
Yeah.
quite readily. You didn't tell me about them wax moths.
Oh, I didn't know.
This is
Generally.
the Frassen threads from wax moth.
Think they'll be alright?
Yeah. This gives the queen a whole new frame to lay in.
That's already ready to go.
It's just ready to go, apart from having a quick polish up and a bit of old ivy sugar lapped up.
Yeah.
Come on, kids. Out of the way. Come on. Right, okay, well, let's put a couple of new ones in and pack it up with
The drawn ones.
drawn ones. But yeah, I think we can get probably 15-18 pounds of honey out of this, possibly,
Yeah.
without overstretching anybody. Possibly, if the weather's continues.
No, they're very
right.
productive, these bees,
And
aren't
these are good little bees, and you know, they might very well move some of the stores that's presently in the brood frames to give the queen more room to lay,
they? Yeah. Yeah, that always helps, doesn't it?
which is, you know, what we want them to do, really. Right, well, before we leave this bit, we'll put that frame into that WBC, and then we can put the lifts back on and everything and
Shut these up.
carry on down that end and move on
On we go.
to the Cedar National. There's a greater wax moth.
Yes.
Female, I would judge by the size of it. And oh dear, it's
It's
deceased. Now, having found that one, we now have to be a bit careful as I go through here. We might see massive eggs on
Round this.
some of the seams.
Yeah.
So we take the lid off. We've got bits and bobs. There they are.
Oh wow, yeah.
Eggs of the wax moth.
Yeah. You see them all standing on end, can't you?
Yep.
That's what to look for then.
Pinky coloured mass, and then obviously when they hatch, they then move in towards the heat and scent of the beehive,
And then get in the wax.
and then they can get into the, basically they're living on the detritus of the hive, so it's the old pupal cases, the pollen bits that are dropped. So they've got lots and lots of nice new wax in there. It's all beautifully white and there's lots of bees all over it, so presumably they're
We're doing alright?
Doing okay. I'm gonna look one out. Have a look, just so people can see on camera.
What are they all doing? Oh, look at that.
And that's, oh, it's the third capped on this side.
Yeah, same on this side.
Nice white cappings to go with the nice white combs. Nice pale coloured honey in there.
Look at that.
Pale goldy straw coloured honey.
Yeah. Think that'd be bramble?
Probably bramble. And have a quick look at this one and see they're drawing those two. They've drawn that one partially previously, I think, and that one, so we need to sort of fiddle about a bit here. And we're kind of toying with the idea of spreading these 2 boxes of supers over 3 boxes instead of 2.
You can get some wider combs.
This one's a bit of an enigma. They've sort of started on the outside
And
that
left.
side. They've kind of thought, "Ooh, I don't like the look of that much."
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll move it in and see what they do with it. And again, they
Done
don't
a
seem to be
similar-
really trying very hard on that one. They're making a bit of a queen cell on there as well, which is
Yeah.
we don't really want. Sometimes when you get more supers on, you find you get workers actually laying eggs in the
Because they're that far away from the queen.
super frames because they're so far from the queen.
Look at this. We're just pulling out all the stops today.
Oh yeah, go for it. Before you're too old. Right, so you put that on there like that,
Yeah.
and we take the other one and put it on there like that,
And then you just...
and just leaving the one frame that we're about to lift exposed.
And the bees are a lot calmer, aren't they?
Well, they can't see you attacking them, so
No.
what? You know, they're not going to fly at you if they can't see you.
So just gently slide it along. Expose the next one. Well, we might have a new queen coming in the other hive, haven't we? Could change her again.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking. We'll see what that nuke at the end produces. They look like some pretty good queen cells, to be honest.
And they're quite friendly bees, aren't they?
They're pretty friendly bees, and you know, anything's better than fighting with these little monsters every time.
Not seen the queen, but
Yep.
she's probably around somewhere.
Especially on this side of the box,
Mm.
running about like a
Yes.
flaming whippet. Oh yes.
So we've seen her. So she's still here. On the very last frame, as per usual. Here he comes with his smoke. Anything you want to say before we wrap up, other than
Not really.
goodbye to our rampant viewers, as you said last time?
We need to. Yeah. I think we need to start earlier next week.
Yeah,
Stop standing about talking all day.
I know, we didn't do anything much today, did we?
Oh.
So we'll say, what, goodbye, and
Yeah.
see you
that's
all.
it. Goodbye and see you all next week
Yeah.
with a bit of luck.
Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy what we do here at Mantel Farm. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and to keep up to date with our latest videos here on YouTube.